welcome to the news on NTA International. I am Comforts Fashion. Shegun Ajayi is my sign language interpreter. Let's begin with the headlines. Nigeria and South Africa's collaboration promises bright future for the continent's economy. Ahead of Ghana presidential poll, ECOWAS observation mission fine-tunes deployment process. Plus, Veronica Kadafa Mbaya emerges winner of every home garden competition. With greater commitments by Nigeria and South Africa towards collaboration and cooperation, President Bola Tinubu believes African continents would become more promising. He said this at the Nigerian-South Africa Business Roundtable in Cape Town. SEDA's correspondent Musbao Danwahab reports that President Cyril Ramaphosa also attended the event.
One more stop on its working visit to South Africa. It's equally a crucial part as the Chief Marketing Officer of Nigeria, in company of his chief host, took his drive to South Africa at a forum created by the business community of the two countries. Nigeria is the biggest trading partner of South Africa in the western part of the continent. But this president is here with new assurances.
I'm here to tell you one thing about Nigeria, and one thing only, that we are going through a very stringent, positive reform to reform the economy to serve the people.
With the foundation laid through the economic reforms, President Tinubu is equally assuring that Nigeria remains a huge market for investors.
I am sure you have no better investment destination than Nigeria. You cannot earn a better return on your investment elsewhere except in Nigeria. In terms of stability, security, and rule of law, we are there with you. We assure you that we are open for business.
President Cyril Ramaphosa acknowledges the strategic importance of both nations in their respective regions and the need to diversify trade relations to move beyond oil and gas dependency.
We agreed on the coming into operation of the Joint Ministerial Advisory Council on Industry, Trade and Investment. This will support a conducive environment for improved trade and investment. And in many ways, it will serve as what I would call a clearinghouse to ensure that whatever challenges there may well be in fostering investment and trade between the two countries can be cleared up. As governments, we have committed in our binational commission to create an enabling environment for doing business in our respective countries. That was the running theme during the course of our binational commission.
There are more than 20 agreements generated through the binational commission of the two countries, and they expect the early warning agreement bill to be signed not later than March 2025 to indicate more assurance for their trade relations. From Cape Town, Musbao Danwahab, NTA News.
On December 7th, Ghanaians will go to the polls to elect a successor to President Nana Akufo-Addo after establishing a reputation as a country for stable democracy and conduct of peaceful election. How to consolidate that feat is paramount to the citizens. Ahead of the election, the ECOWAS observation mission to Ghana have met with civil society organizations and observers to fine-tune arrangements for credible polls. Kelvin Ebonoaye is in Accra, where he sent this report.
Gathered in this hall are ECOWAS observers, that will be deployed to the over 30,000 voting centers across Ghana's 16 regions. This training is not only to keep them abreast with the terrains, but the proper use of the technology for real-time updates and compilation of their observations that will eventually form the basis of ECOWAS comprehensive report on the Ghana 2024 election. And the head of the ECOWAS observation mission, former Vice President of Nigeria, Namadi Sambo, is impressed with the level of preparation and readiness of the observers.
The importance of civil society in promoting transparency, inclusivity, and the overall credibility of election processes is of great essence, and that indeed it is highly appreciated in playing this role.
Although there are 13 candidates jostling for the coveted seat of the President of Ghana, the main frontrunners are former President John Mahama of the main opposition party, the National Democratic Congress, NDC, who is trying to stage a comeback, and incumbent Vice President Muhammadu Bumania from the ruling New Patriotic Party, NPP. The economy and impact of policies on the livelihood of average Ghanaians are key issues that may determine the voting patterns of the citizens in the 16 regions of the country. Ghana Electoral Commission has announced that 18 million voters have registered for this process, which also include votes for parliamentary seats. In Accra, Ghana, Kelvin Ebonwaye, NTA News.
A new global drought regime is expected to be agreed at COP16, a major global conference taking place in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, with parties concerned that droughts across the world are intensifying and becoming a slow onset silent killer to which no country is immune.
Droughts are a natural phenomenon, but in recent decades have been intensified by climate change and unstable land practices. According to reports, the number has surged by nearly 30% in frequency and intensity since 2000, threatening agriculture, water security, and livelihoods of 1.8 billion people, with the poorest nations bearing the brunt.
All our interests. No region, no biome, no nation is immune to drought. Ending degradation and boosting restoration requires good governance, regulatory policies, early warning systems, and action across sectors.
More than 30 countries declared drought emergency in the past 3 years alone, from India and China to high-income nations such as the US, Canada, and Spain, as well as Uruguay, South Africa, and Indonesia. At COP16, countries are coming together to agree how to collectively tackle worsening droughts and promote sustainable land management.
Our mandate at the helm of COP15 also reflected the vision combating the ravages of desertification while pursuing sustainable development pathways that benefit our economies and populations.
Look forward to intensifying action under this convention in order to achieve ambitious outcomes, in order to limit land degradation, reduce drought, and to achieve the humanity and the welfare of humanity all over the world.
The World Drought Atlas depicts the systematic nature of drought risk, illustrating how they are interconnected across sectors like energy, agriculture, river transport, and international trade, how they can trigger cascading effects, fueling inequalities and conflicts, and threatening public health. The Drought Resilience Observatory is an AI-driven data platform for drought resilience. Charles Alpha, NTA News.
South Korean lawmakers submitted a bill on Wednesday to impeach President Yoon Suk-yeol after he declared martial law and reversed the move hours later after triggering political crisis in that country. Kolo Mohammed tells us more.
The surprise declaration of martial law in South Korea cursed a standoff with parliament, which rejected Yoon's attempt to ban political activity and censor the media, as armed troops forced their way into the National Assembly building in Seoul. The main opposition Democratic Party called for Yoon, who has been in office since 2022, to resign or face impeachment. 6 South Korean opposition parties later submitted a bill in the parliament to impeach Yoon, with voting set for Friday or Saturday. In a note, the plaintiff said it was clearly revealed to the entire nation that President Yoon could no longer run the country normally. He should step down, as there have been deep divisions in Yoon's ruling People Power Party, with its leader calling for Defense Minister Kim Yong-hyun to be fired and the entire cabinet to resign.
I think the declaration of martial law in South Korea was a shocking turn of events. There have been disagreements between the ruling People's Power Party of President Yoon Suk-yeol and the opposition party, which holds the majority in the National Assembly, the Democratic Party of Korea, now for since his term began in May 2022. So the frustration or the clash between them is not surprising, but that it suddenly escalated, that the president suddenly escalated it to martial law today was very shocking.
I said, we are continuing to watch with grave concern, and we will continue to follow developments on the ground very closely. But our commitment to the Republic of Korea and our alliance continues to be strong and ironclad. And as I said, they continue to be a vital partner.
Yoon told the nation in a televised speech that martial law was needed to defend the country from pro-North Korean anti-state forces and protect the free constitutional order. Russia, on the other hand, said it was keenly watching developments in South Korea and will react when appropriate. Kolom Mohammed, NTA News.
As part of efforts to grow Nigeria's economy to $1 trillion by the year 2030, the federal government has taken another step in the realization of the national targets. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jabrila reports that Vice President Kashim Shettima, represented at the Development Partners Roundtable on Economic and Financial Inclusion in Nigeria, called for urgent actions to address the nation's economic growth.
Our deliberations on the state of the economy and financial inclusion in the nation were elevated to the National Economic Council, NEC, in April of this year. As a result, this committee will report to NEC on a quarterly basis to ensure that integrated framework we have established not only implements the ASO Accord effectively, but also achieves its ambitious goals.
It is our hope that partners will define roles and responsibilities, throw up innovative technologies, and align developmental initiatives and prospects with the Sustainable Development Goals. Additionally, we encourage development partners to create strategic partnerships for progress, establish a clearly defined action plan, and commit financial and technical resources to driving the agenda of the ASO Accord for sustainable economic empowerment of every Nigerian.
Is empowering vulnerable populations in Nigeria by addressing the unique challenges faced by women, youth, and rural communities. We aim to unlock their full economic potentials, leveraging on innovative approaches for inclusion through exploring pathways and partnership to address pressing socio-economic problems in underserved areas in an impactful way.
Development partners and other stakeholders said actualizing the ASO Accord innovations and technologies will also help in focusing on digital financial products and services towards overcoming implementation barriers and fostering impactful solutions. Moving on, the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security has urged agricultural institutions to prioritize research and the production of quality seeds. Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security, Aliyu Sabi Abdullahi, stated that while Nigeria currently leads West Africa in seed production, more efforts are necessary to close the existing demand gap. He made these remarks at a workshop on seed production held in Abuja. Musa Baba Aliyu reports.
The quote, "Plant the right seeds, feed the entire nation," attributed to President Bola Tinubu, highlights the agricultural transformation plans for the country. It is in the light of this that the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security is prioritizing the production, sales, and distribution of quality seeds. The Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security, Aliyu Sabi Abdullahi, emphasized the need to streamline seed production and distribution to align with the country's demand.
Accordingly, our production system must overcome biophysical and socioeconomic constraints causing yield gaps in our crop production system. Several studies have indicated that we must adopt some key management strategies as follows: quality seed, fertilizers, pesticides, advanced soil management, land improvement, managing strategies coping with weather-induced yield variabilities, and improve market accessibility.
Recognizing the critical role of seed quality in enhancing productivity and sustainability, the National Agricultural Development Fund is providing financial support to advance the federal government's seed transformation initiative.
The intention from the NADF is, after understanding, hearing the experts speak, and then designing a very robust implementation plan, we would be able to support through grants. The Act of the NADF identifies that we are to give grants to research institutes, especially in areas of research, market development systems, and access. The second part is that we want to look at these companies, these private sector companies that are involved in marketing. So besides the competence, the other area is access to market.
Consequently, the National Agricultural Seed Council of Nigeria and the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria have underscored the importance of innovation and adoption of modern technology in seed production and distribution. In Abuja, Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
Still to come, but right after the break. Stay with us.
Where your potential isn't limited by your bank account, where your financial dreams can become reality. That world is here with the Nigerian Consumer Credit Corporation scheme, Credico. Credico is one of President Tinubu's initiatives designed to put the power of consumer credit in the hands of working Nigerians. Here to help you achieve your goals, whether it's providing for your family or expanding your home or business. Visit www.credico.ng today for details. This is the renewed hope.
You're watching the news on NTA International. Moving on, Veronica Kidaya Mbaya from Borno State has emerged winner of the Every Home Garden competition, an initiative of Nigeria's First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu. The winner received a 20 million naira check in addition to 5 million naira from the wives of state governors.
You are all winners. I encourage you to continue with the spirit of home gardening.
The initiative aims to encourage women to grow healthy food at home and promote food security, which aligns with the goals of the present administration.
First-time women farmers for their passion and dedication to ensuring food security for their families and neighbors. I say well done. In reviewing the entries, members of the RHI Governing Board sat down to thoroughly select the best 3 winners.
Scientists and researchers in the agriculture value chain are calling for holistic agriculture in Nigeria. Others came to the fore at the 2024 scientific retreat in Abuja. The gathering is to foster knowledge sharing that will enhance researchers' skills while promoting interdisciplinary collaboration and partnerships with external organizations. Stakeholders say protecting farmers in the event of extreme weather, crop insurance, and reducing the risk of deaths incurred by farmers taking credit at the start of the season will help in achieving desired goal.
With the recent development of improved crop varieties, we are targeting all NSARA outstations to serve as a hub for the production of these varieties, ensuring farmers and seed companies have reliable access to quality seeds.
Climate-smart agriculture can achieve its goals more effectively and efficiently if its research, design, and implementation intentionally addresses gender and social inequalities.
It cannot be overemphasized that scientific retreats offer a dedicated space for researchers to recharge, refocus, and drive innovation, quality, productivity, and impact.
The retreat serves as an avenue to discuss policy implications and translate research findings into practical solutions for farmers and how best to tackle emerging challenges like climate change, pest control, and sustainable cereal production. The desire of President Bola Tinubu to build a health sector where all Nigerians can access quality healthcare services is achievable, not just with the provision of standard health facilities, but also with resilient and dedicated staff who strive for excellence in service delivery. Nigeria's First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, stated this at a ceremony to mark the 25th anniversary celebration of the National Hospital, Abuja. SEDA's correspondent Adeniyi Taiwo reports that she also announced the naming of the radiotherapy center of the hospital after former First Lady Hajia Mariam Abacha, who established the facility.
Established 25 years ago as National Hospital for Women and Children by former First Lady Hajia Mariam Sani Abacha under the Family Support Program, this facility, now known as National Hospital Abuja, has grown in leaps to become the apex referral hospital in the country with expanded mandate to cater to the medical need of all.
Radiotherapy Center will be named Miriam Abacha.
Marking the silver jubilee of the hospital with the naming of its radiotherapy unit after former First Lady Hajia Mariam Abacha, Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu applauded a vision that gave birth to the facility and the milestones achieved so far.
I salute and celebrate Her Excellency Hajia Dr. Mariam Sani Abacha to have established a hospital that is still speaking to our needs today. Having come this far, the National Hospital has contributed immensely, not only in the provision of health care to Nigerians and beyond, but has also served as a center for the training of specialized personnel for the health sector. I seize this occasion to congratulate and acknowledge and commend all the dedicated staff of the hospital for their commitment to improving the health and well-being of our citizens.
As one of the priority areas of the current administration, the health sector requires more dedication from its operators.
As we look to the future, I urge the members of the staff and management of this great hospital to remain resilient and strive for excellence so that you can continue to positively impact the lives of many that seek the qualitative medical care.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has committed that health is on the front burner, and investing in the health of Nigerians is key to his vision for a prosperous country. So we are celebrating this milestone at a pivotal moment when we are accelerating our investment, our transformation of Nigeria's health system.
For the management of the hospital, it has been 25 years of meeting needs and breaking limits in the medical field.
We started with a masterclass of robotic and laparoscopic surgery here at the National Hospital. The aim is to have a double door, double swing, whatever, where they can easily come in and then easily go out, and ours eventually can also go there, get trained, get more skills, and come back.
In keeping with tradition, the First Lady, joined by Hajia Mariam Abacha, planted trees in various parts of the hospital and also inaugurated some medical equipment. From the National Hospital, Abuja, Adeniyi Taiwo, NTA News.
The High Court of the Federal Capital Territory, sitting in Abuja, has adjourned the trial of the former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria to 25th January 2025. The presiding judge, Justice Marian Anene, gave the order at the resumed trial of Godwin Emefiele on the alleged violation of procedure in redesign of Naira. The trial of the former governor of the Apex Bank was stalled due to a technical glitch experienced during the appearance of the prosecution witness who joined via Zoom. With the glitch, the trial could not continue, hence the court had to adjourn the matter. Emefiele is being accused of circumventing the procedure of Naira redesigned in 2022. As the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence continue to gather momentum, a public dialogue on the implementation of ECOWAS court's decisions, especially as it pertains to women and the girl child, has been convened in Abuja. Chukunonso Nwabweze reports.
The dialogue, which was at the instance of the Institute for Human Rights and Development in Africa, Women Advocates Research and Documentation Center, Dorothy Njemanze Foundation, as well as other key stakeholders, seeks to amplify the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence and also provides a platform for rights activists and civil society organizations to interact with relevant government agencies to fashion out ways of ensuring the full implementation of decisions of the ECOWAS court.
The fight against gender-based violence is not only about securing legal remedies, but also about transforming societal norms and building a future rooted in equality and justice. And this requires collaboration among government, civil society, regional economic blocs such as ECOWAS, and our community leaders.
We can look in and see where the gaps are, the different stages of gaps, the different kinds of gaps that exist. And I hope, going forward, the outcomes of this will be some renewed hope.
Representatives of the National Human Rights Commission and the Nigerian Police expressed optimism that the engagement will strengthen government's efforts at upholding the rule of law.
The Commission will continue to work hand in hand with you to ensure that violence against women is brought to the minimum. It may not be completely eliminated, we cannot completely eliminate it, but I believe that it can be brought to the minimum with the work that we are all doing as stakeholders.
This gathering is to brainstorm and recommend how this type of cases will be handled so that the victim, the plaintiff, will get justice.
Participants are expected at the end of the dialogue to, amongst other things, craft initiatives that will contribute to the implementation of decisions or judgments of the regional court, focusing on creating public awareness about such decisions, as well as collaborating with member states in developing implementation plans. Chukunonso Nwabweze, NTA News.
And that we end the news. Segun Ajayi is the sign language interpreter, and I am Comfort Fashion. Thanks for being there.